Hey, Patrick, you know what I miss on TV?
What?
Roller derby. Hey, welcome to another exciting edition of the TV Week. You know what? We keep putting the name out there. Does anybody care what this thing's even called?
Yes.
Because you read it down on this little thing here. It's got like it probably says TV Week Online right on there, doesn't it?
Yes. I think people care.
Right down there. Okay. Well, this is the Talkin' TV podcast with Brent and Patrick.
I don't know why I just did that.
Because it's regal.
No, because I was looking at this. This. I'm making my prediction right now. Canucks make the playoffs.
Yeah, baby.
They've been in the playoff. They've been guaranteed for I don't know how long. That's what I want to do. I want to be one of those late night. I want to bring back that. Remember the late night psychic readings?
Oh yeah, yeah.
He be cheating on you, man. Don't be going there.
What was her name?
Was it Madame Cleo?
Yes,
yeah,
Madame Cleo. And then there was Dionne Warwick, Psychic Friends Networks.
By the way, Dionne Warwick on the Celebrity Apprentice, which I love.
She's on the Celebrity Apprentice?
Yes, I can't get enough of Celebrity Apprentice. I can't get enough of Celebrity Apprentice. Let's talk about that later.
Okay,
we'll talk about it
next. That'll be next time.
The next time we'll talk.
We can talk about that because I'll have so much to say because I haven't seen a single episode.
Oh, I'm addicted.
Oh my goodness, well,
I'm addicted.
We're gonna have to talk
I am
about that.
Charlie Sheen.
Well,
I am Charlie Sheen as the Celebrity Apprentice.
As promised, we are going to talk about Charlie Sheen.
Yes,
and I'll tell you right now, I'm over Charlie Sheen at this point. I think I'm Sheened out.
Well, it's interesting because with the internet now, stuff that would have lasted and been cool for a month or a year even, now it feels like it's up and it burns out like in a week. But that flame now of fame, internet fame, burns so bright and so hot
and so fast
and it literally just like poof and then it's done.
Which is why you need a publicist.
Yes.
And, to sort of say, you know what, Charlie, maybe you don't need to go on 16 talk shows every day and host a radio show and do this and talk to TMZ. Well, his little internet, the web things.
That's right.
Maybe you need to sprace them out a little bit, create a little, mystery in there.
Yeah, but
because at this point, it's like, I think we've heard everything Charlie has to say and then some.
But he's trying to strike while the iron is hot.
Sure.
I mean, he saw that this week his fame was taken over by Rebecca Black a little bit, the Friday girl, and she's already starting to go downhill. But she did well. She was like, what was it, in the top 30 on iTunes for this horrific song. But whatever, she's doing well. But Charlie is now talk about rumor mongering. Charlie started up this rumor that apparently has some validity to it, in that there's two rumors right now. One, he's talking with CBS about getting back on 2.5 Men.
Yeah, and I will address that rumor directly.
Okay, go.
That rumor, complete BS.
Okay.
Because CBS has no real say in what's happening with 2.5 Men.
Oh.
They basically buy the show from Warner Brothers.
Oh.
So Les Moonves can go and say, kids, you work this out, too much money. I mean, he can do what he wants, but he can't make any decisions as to that. That's between Warner Brothers and Charlie. And Warner Brothers fired him.
Oh.
It was Warner Brothers, the studio, that fired him.
Okay. So there you go.
So that's, I'm not saying it couldn't happen or couldn't be back because, you know what, it's Hollywood. Yeah. There are people who, and I mean this literally, have literally stabbed themselves and each other in the back, and then gone on to work together in other projects.
Very true.
I mean,
so there's that, and then there's the other rumor that Charlie is in negotiations and working with Fox.
Yeah, that's an interesting rumor.
Now, that came up because it started because Charlie was on Jimmy Kimmel.
Right.
He interrupted the Mark Cuban interview, goes on Jimmy Kimmel.
I love how he did like a Bob Hope walk-on.
Yeah. And then gave Jimmy a huge man kiss right on the lips that was very... He was like, I just wanted my mouth to touch. He was like, I was just holding his mouth with mine. It was no kissing involved.
Jimmy is like, oh, did I get all my shots?
Yeah, exactly. And Jimmy's just like, oh.
God knows what you can catch.
He's like, looks like I got a little bit of goddess growing on my lip here. Some goddess love stain.
Or in layman's terms, herpes.
No. I love the fact that herpes and heroes separated by just one little stick. So anyway, what happens is Charlie Sheen goes on, does the whole, winning Tiger Blood, shows the T-shirts he's got available, throws them to the audience. The audience goes crazy.
Right.
They're going nuts. And then he gives Jimmy, he's like, I got a mug for you. It's got a fox on it. And Jimmy's like, oh, whatever that means. He goes, read into it what you will. And then the big rumor comes out that he's having meetings with Fox executives. Something might be happening because he's a free agent.
True, he's been fired.
He's been fired. But here's the thing. He's got his world tour. Was it the Torpedoes of Truth tour? Sold out those 2 nights in Chicago and Detroit, as we said it would. It's been expanded. He's going to Toronto, hitting Vancouver. Now, Vancouver is going to be doing Rogers Arena, formerly General Motors place.
Jeez, that's a big space.
It's
that many people.
20,000.
Yeah.
And so it goes. Tickets go anywhere from $50 to $112 or some bizarro price like that. And there's the VIP seating. The first 2 rows, $520 a ticket. Could be $525. Don't quote me exactly, but it's like $520 or $525 per ticket. And you do that, and you get a meet and greet with Charlie, you get some autograph thing, you get to take a picture taken with him. And I'm thinking, number one, it's happening in May, so Charlie could be dead by then. Number two, do you really think Charlie is going to be available for that meet and greet afterwards?
You know what? I bet you he will, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
A lot of celebrities don't do that kind of stuff because, they got busy things. They got to do the show. They got to do sound check, and they need to sleep. Charlie has cut sleep out of the equation. When you're up for 24 straight hours, you got time. You can go hang with the fans, meet and greet, do a little, and then maybe in between do a couple of internet radio shows and write some poetry.
Exactly, but it's interesting because at $520 in the first 2 rows, that could be like. It could be a party of like 500 people.
Who's paying that much to meet Charlie?
Somebody's paying these prices. Somebody.
Really? You would pay that much?
Somebody's paying those prices. Okay. I'm not, but I'm just saying somebody's paying. But it brings up, once again, the rumor that has Charlie run out of money?
That seems to be feasible. I mean, he's the highest paid guy on television, but he's got... I don't know how many ex-wives.
A lunatic.
5 kids he's supporting.
Yeah.
He's got a whole... Whenever you're that level of a celebrity, you've got a whole infrastructure. You got an agent taking 10%. You got accountants. You got lawyers. You got this, that. I mean, Charlie doesn't have a publicist anymore. But he did have one, and that guy was the hardest working man in show business.
Plus, you got to pay taxes, but... in that business, when you're at that level, people always say, like, I can't believe so-and-so got paid $20 million for that movie.
Right.
But Bruce Campbell, when I interviewed him a few years ago, and he said, people talk about, like a guy gets $1 million a movie, and he said, but when you factor in what you have to give to everybody in your taxes and everything, he said, you are lucky if you literally get half that money.
Oh, yeah.
So he said, so if you get paid $1 million, you take home $500,000, which still sounds like a lot, but when you're living in Hollywood and you've got a house that costs $3 million and you've got a gardener
and you're banging those 7-ounce rocks and you're writing $50,000 checks to porn stars every night.
Yes,
I could see how you could be going through cash fairly quickly.
$3 million. What is it? $2 million an episode, right? $2 million an episode, 22 episodes, so it's $44 million. You take home $22 million, which sounds like an exorbitant amount of money, but like we've discussed it before,
Denise Richards did not do a prenup.
Yeah, exactly. but $22 million sounds like a ton of money. But if you're dropping $50,000 a night, it's gonna run out.
Yep, that's right. Do the math.
Yeah,
calculate it up.
It's
go ahead.
I don't know. I'm just. It reminds me of the old adage, in that everybody tomorrow could be given $1 million, and at the end of the year, the people who didn't have money before they were given the money would have no money again. The people who were rich beforehand would be rich again, and everything would work out. Because people don't have money, because if you can't manage $200, then you can't manage $200 million.
Excellent point, and
that's one to grow on.
We're going to be back with another edition of Money Talk with Patrick next time. And you know what? Have we finished Charlie Sheen? Can we stop talking about?
I think unless something like ludicrous happens.
Yeah.
What are the
odds?
What are the chances of that happening? Yeah, I think we're good with Charlie Sheen.
All right. Well, if we're good, that means you're good. You're going to be good too. So we will see you next time on the podcast.